Hello students, good morning to everyone. Once again, welcome back to the class. So previous class, I had told you all some basics already, and in the end of the session, I already told that in the next class, we'll be starting with measures of dispersion. So before we move on with measures of dispersion, let us go through median and next mode, and later we'll move on with the measures of dispersion, because even median and mode are very much important. So here, the first point itself states that it refers to the middle value distribution. Is it clear? So if I am considering some observations like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is an example which I am giving you all. Okay. Some observations are given. So whenever only observations are given, what did I say? When observations are given, it is called as individual series, or else it is called as ungrouped data. When observations as well as frequency is given, then it is called as group data, or else it is called as discrete series, I said. If not, if class interval and frequency is given, then it is called as continuous series, I said. So here this is nothing but the observation of examples of individual series. So in this individual series, we need to consider the middle value distribution. So middle value distribution is nothing but the middlemost term which we are going to consider here. So the middlemost term is what here? 3. This is your basic concept which you have already learnt in your 10th standard, and along with the revision in your theory classes which has been already completed to you all. Hope it is clear. Next one, in case of individual series, I have written in the short form as n.s, which means individual series. To find median, arrange the data in ascending or descending order. Can you see the observations? I have written it in what? Ascending order. So whenever observations are given, if they are not arranged, the first case what you should do is you should arrange it in either ascending order or in descending order. Hope it is clear for you all. So after arranging in ascending order or descending order, then you will be having two cases there. Yes, I have written here both the cases. So the first case is you should check out whether it is odd numbers. The next case is nothing but you should check out whether it is a even numbers. Hope you are understanding, students. Observations, like this observations will be given, that is nothing but x1 comma x2 comma x3 so on up till xn. Whenever like this observations are given, I am considering in form of what? In form of x variables here. Their observations will be given in form of numericals. So in these numericals, you need to first arrange them in ascending order or descending order. After once it is done with ascending or descending order arrangement, then the next case you need to consider is you should need to check whether it is an odd number or whether it is an even number of observations. Here what we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here what is the observation? How many observations are there? 5 observations. Yes or no? 5 observations are there. In the previous example which I have already given it to you all. In these 5 observations, we get to know it is a odd number. Yes or no, students? So whenever it is a odd number, what is the given formula for us? It is n plus 1 whole divided by 2. So what is the n value here? The number of observation. Small n always denotes the number of observations. Always keep it in your mind. Is it clear? Small n always denotes the number of observation, and capital N whenever in case of discrete frequency or continuous frequency or continuous distribution, in that capital N denotes the total number of frequency. It is nothing but called as the total number of frequency. So small n the number of observation, and capital N is nothing but the total number of frequency. So here small n we have is nothing but n is equal to 5. Yes or no? So whenever your n is equal to 5, in case of odd numbers, we need to substitute this formula, that is nothing but 5 plus 1, I'll just be writing it here only, okay? 5 plus 1 whole divided by 2. So 5 plus 1 is nothing but what? 6. 6 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2, 3s are. So it is nothing but 3. Can you just check here? The middlemost term is nothing but 3 in case of odd numbers. Hope you'll have understood with this concept. Yes or no, students? Fine. Now in case of even numbers, whenever we have even numbers, the same example if I consider here, one more number I'll consider. So how many observations we have here? 6 observations we have. Yes, so whenever it is 6 observation, in case of even numbers of values, whenever it is even case, so in that what we are going to consider, n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1, or else we can even write it as n by 2 whole divided by 2 observation. Hope it is clear for you all. So here how many observations we have? 6 observations. So if I substitute here, it will be 6 by 2 comma 6 plus 2 divided by 2. Where I am substituting this? Here I have 6 observations. Whenever it is here in even case, the example what I have considered is 6 observation. In this case I have considered as 5 observations, right? So whenever n is equal to 6 or n is equal to 8 or n is equal to 10, in case of even numbers, you will be substituting what? 6 divided by 2, and the next one is 6 plus 2 divided by 2. Even else you can write the formula as n by 2 plus 1 also. It is not wrong. Hope it is clear for you. So 2 ones are 2 threes are. So here third one. Next one, here what I will be getting? 6 plus 2 is nothing but 8 divided by 2. 2 ones are 2 fours are. Third and the fourth observation. So what I will be getting? The third as well as a fourth one. Hope it is clear for you all. Have you understood with this concept in case of odd numbers as well as in case of even numbers? So how we need to find the median? In case of odd numbers, the formula you need to remember is nothing but n plus 1 divided by 2. In case of median for even numbers, you need to consider n by 2 observation and n plus 2 observation. Hope these two formulas are very clear for you all, because it plays a much vital important role in the competitive bits when we are solving. Many of the students usually they get confused for the odd number as well as the even number. Hope this formula is clear for you all. Yes, you might be thinking why we are considering these two formulas only. So see, whenever odd numbers are there, here 5 observations were there. Yes or no? In 5 observations, obviously we can consider what? The middlemost term, whichever is present there. Yes, whenever even terms are there, 6 observations, there again will be having 2 numbers which are nothing but called as middlemost numbers. Yes or no? So for that reason, here we have for odd numbers one formula as well as for even number we have one formula. Hope this concept is clear for you all. Yes. So the next one I'll move on. This is in case of what? In case of individual series. Okay. In next case we have as discrete series or discrete frequency distribution. Is it clear? I have written in short form, that is D dot F. The median is obtained by the cumulative frequency. Yes. Now what is cumulative frequency? You have almost solved the problems here. So suppose if they have given class interval, if they have given observations and frequencies. Is it clear? So usually whenever in this case you will be finding out, how you will find out the cumulative frequency? If it is 1, 2, 3, 4 and here it is, hope you can see, I have just written it in small. 2, 3, 4, 5. So cumulative frequency is nothing but adding the first frequency and the second frequency is nothing but 5. Next one, adding the third frequency and the fourth frequency, 7. Yes, cumulative frequency is nothing but adding the first one frequency and the second frequency, and so on. It just continues. Is it clear? So using this cumulative frequency, whatever answer you're getting, you'll be considering there, that is to find out what? Capital N divided by 2. Find the cumulative frequency just more than n by 2. So whatever answer you're getting here, capital N divided by 2. Yes, in that capital N I already told, it is nothing but the total number of frequencies. So capital N divided by 2 when you're considering. Here they mentioned a word, that is just more than n by 2. Suppose if I am getting 4 Okay, n by 2 if I'm solving, if I'm getting 4, not in this case, in generally I'm saying with the example. Okay, if I'm getting 4, either you'll be considering the observation what in cumulative frequency, you'll be considering the observation just more than n by 2. Is it clear? That is either closer to n by 2 or more than n by 2. So obviously I can consider what, 4 only. Sorry, here 5 we can consider. Is it clear? I am not considering this capital N here. I have not calculated here. Hope you all can understand. I am just giving one example here. If suppose we are getting capital N as 4, you think. Okay. If I am getting 4 here. So using this 4, you need to find out cumulative frequency just more than n by 2, they said. Just more than n by 2 means what? Here I have got 4 in cumulative frequency. Just more than that number means what? It will be 5. Then the corresponding value of the x is called as median. The corresponding value will go, that is nothing but called as median. Hope it is clear for you all in discrete frequency distribution. Yes or no, students? So always remember, whenever you are finding in case of discrete frequency distribution the median, first you are going to consider the cumulative frequency, whether it is for discrete frequency or whether it is for continuous frequency. After getting the value, suppose you think you have got the value as 4 here. I am just giving a random example. Okay. So it is said that it should be just more than n by 2. So just more than n by 2 means nearer there. What is the number which is more than n by 2? In cumulative frequency is 5. So the same length observation will be considering, it is x, which is nothing but called as median, they said. Almost so many number of problems you have already solved in your theory classes. For that purpose here, what I am doing, I am just explaining you in brief and short just to reduce the time. Is it clear? Because we still need to start with the competitive bits. So your second class also I am dealing with the synopsis only. So the third class will directly move on with the competitive bits. So for that reason, what I am doing here, hardly I have just written the concepts here which are more important. I am just briefing you all with these all concepts. And I think that almost statistic students will be much more perfect than the other sections. It is not like that. But see that you are going to solve the theory problems from the exercise, each and every problem, then obviously the competitive bit will become very easy for you all when we'll start solving, because using those concepts only we'll be solving here. Yes. So if you don't know the concept of theory, then obviously you cannot solve here any bit problem also. So you might be thinking, madam, like this so many big questions will be given. So no need to worry. Hardly even one or two questions you have in a competitive bit wherein the data has been given like this. The entire data to find out the characteristic is given. Okay, apart from this, you just need to remember these all formulas whichever I have written here. Is it clear? Next, in case of continuous discrete frequency or continuous distribution, the class corresponding to the cumulative frequency just more than n by 2 is called as median class. So you might be thinking, madam, here also it is the same and here also it is the same. Yes. Here you will only consider on the basis of n by 2, but here you will be using the formula, that is median is equal to L plus H by F n by 2 minus C. Yes, here using the terms from the data which you have considered. Suppose you got 4 here, I said. Here cumulative frequency is 5. N by 2 you already found out as 4. Here width you will be considering, because this is the case of what discrete frequency which I have given. If suppose class interval is given, for discrete frequency class intervals will be given. So here you will be considering the width 0 to 5, 5 to 10. So if it is included here, it is called as what? It is nothing but called as exclusive method. Yes or no? Which is nothing but called as overlapping method. Okay. Then later the same frequency you will consider. Fine, I will just give you an example. Then it will be clear for you. Okay, these are observations. 1 second. Hope now it is clear for you. Okay, I think there was bit little disturbance. Now it is completely clear. Okay, here we have class intervals and frequencies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so after this, the next concept what you are going to find out is nothing but xi, which is nothing but the midpoint. And midpoint, already in the previous class I explained how you are going to get the midpoint. The lower limit plus upper limit whole divided by 2. Yes or no? So you will be writing the observations. So here I will be getting 2.5. Yes, so on. Okay, next you'll be finding out the next concept is nothing but what? Cumulative frequency. So what I said, cumulative frequency is nothing but the first term and the second term in the frequency. When you add, you'll be getting 3. Next one, 2 plus 3, 5. Yes, so on. 2 more values you'll get. So here you'll be considering what? Capital N by 2. Yes, so capital N by 2 you'll be substituting here. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 you're getting, right? So n value is what? 10. So 10 by 2. So you'll get here 5. So they said just more than or either equal to that observation. So same we will be considering the observation here. So it is a second observation. So obviously it will come here, right? So here you need to consider the cumulative frequency. This is your n. Sorry, this is your C. N by 2 is nothing but, it is already mentioned here, which I have written 5. Width of the class interval you will be considering, that is taking the class interval width. Next, frequency of that particular observation is nothing but 2. So frequency is nothing but what here? 2. Hope it is clear for you. Next, length. I think about regarding this length I have already said. So here length will be what? 5 in this case. Yes, and width also what you are going to consider, here also it is going to be 5. Hope it is clear for you. So just substituting these values here, you will get to know what? The median value. So can you just check out? Lower limit of the median class. So with respect to this, so what they have given, L is nothing but called as a lower limit of the median class. So lower limit is nothing but called L. So here I had written, one second, here I had written L. So L is nothing but lower limit of that median class is 5, irrespective of that class. Okay. Next, width of the median class. So the same width which you are going to find out. Next, the frequency of the same median class, and N is nothing but the sum of frequencies. Sum of frequencies. Fine. And the next one, the cumulative frequency of the class preceding in the median class. The cumulative frequency of the class in the preceding class. The preceding one you are going to consider here. Is it clear? Hope you have understood here. So this is very, very important, students. When you are solving with the theory problems, see much careful when you are doing with the problems of what? Continuous distribution problems. Because in these continuous distribution problems you need to find what? C, H, F and L. But here it is directly like observation frequency, using that just more than term, you will consider the X and you will denote it as median, right? But when it comes with the class interval case, you are just going to consider this formula. Just so remember this formula. What is this formula? L plus H by F N by 2 minus C. Hope this concept is clear for you all. Yes. The cumulative frequency of the class preceding in the median class. Okay. So the first thing what I explained was the middle value, and the next one we have two cases. Almost we already know those two cases are nothing but what? Those two cases are individual series, and the next one is which is called as ungrouped data, and the next one it is called as the group data. And group data have discrete frequency and continuous frequency distribution also. Hope this concept is clear. See here I am going bit slow. Okay, in the previous video you might have noticed I have just gone bit fast here. I am making this concept very slow because median is a very much important question. Is it clear? In point of what? In competitive bits. So almost frequently asked questions also are there from this part. So almost 18 minutes whatever I have considered here, I have explained this median part only. Hope it is clear for you all. So see here, whatever I have explained here in depth, I have not given examples, only just I have given bit revision, just a glance of it. But see that you are going to solve the problem from the textbook. Hope it is clear. And you take the screenshot of the theory part. Okay, just don't write these all concepts. This is for your example purpose. Okay, only just write down the theory which I have written here, such that it will become for you all much more easy when you are solving with the competitive bits. Hope you will take the screenshot and you are going to write it in your notes. Yes, students? Yes. Now let us continue with the next one. So next one is nothing but the concept mode. I think mode will be much more easy for you all to identify, right? See, mode is nothing but the value in the series of observation which occurs with the greatest frequency. Yes, greatest frequency. So the observations, if I am considering, I'll just write it here. 1 second. Okay. So observations and frequencies are given. So here in these frequencies, you're going to consider the greatest frequency. So what is the mode? Mode is nothing but the value of in series of observations which occurs with the greatest frequency. So which is having the greatest frequency irrespective of that particular observation is nothing but called as mode. F1, F2, so on up till Fn. So the greatest value is nothing but the greatest frequency is nothing but called the mode. Hope this concept is clear for you. I think I identify, if suppose I have your frequencies, I'll just write down the frequencies 1, 2, 6, 8, 4. So here the greatest frequency is what? 8, which is nothing but called as the mode. Hope this concept is clear for you. Okay, now almost we know what here in this case. Again we'll move on the same case. In previously also what we had, students, in previously also we had again two concepts, that is ungrouped data as well as a group data. Same way here also, again in mode also we have what? Ungrouped data and the group data. The same concept it is carried out throughout. So the chapter statistics is very important. Okay, and very easy also, unless and until much of effort is required here, that is effort is practicing the problems make all perfect. So in case of individual series, for determining the mode, count the number of times the various observations or various values repeat themselves, the value occurring the maximum number of times. Yes, in observation, which observations has been repeated many number of times. Here this was an example here I considered for discrete series. 1 second, I think it is showing. Okay, discrete series. So in case of individual series, if I give the example here, example for the individual series. So in this case, if observation 1, 2, 3, 4. So observations are just writing 5, 7. So here only what? Only observations X I have given. So they said determining the mode, count the number of times the various value repeats themselves and the value occurring the maximum number of times. So here can you just check out? Okay, here the number of times 2 is repeated twice and 7 is repeated thrice. So in these two, what they said, the maximum number. So this is nothing but called as your mode. Hope it is clear for you. Okay students, this is nothing but called as individual series, or else it is called as ungrouped data. Next one, in case of discrete series, quite often mode can be determined by inspection method. Okay, that is what, after just seeing like this observations, and already I gave this example, seeing the observations only as well as the frequency, you can directly determine what is the mode in this case. And next one, in case of continuous series, that is nothing but the group data. Here again we have the formula, that is nothing but L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F2 minus F0 into H. So what does these all terms denote? It is nothing but L is nothing but the lower limit of the class having maximum frequency. So class intervals will be given and frequencies will be given. And previously also I said the lower limit. Lower limit is nothing but it is 0 to 5. This will be your lower limit. Hope it is clear for you all. So the lower limit of the class having the maximum frequency 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 10 to 15, 6, 2 and 4. So what they said, lower limit of the class having maximum frequency. So this is your maximum frequency. One second. Okay. This is your maximum frequency. So in this maximum frequency, lower limit and frequency of the model class. So frequency of that model class F1 you will be considering. Next, frequency of the class succeeding the model class. Succeeding means this number will come. Next, frequency of the class preceding. Preceding class, here no number is present, obviously 0. And width of the class interval 5. Hope it is clear. The succeeding and the preceding as well as the width of the class, and the same F1 is nothing but the frequency of the model class and lower limit of that particular class interval with the maximum value. Hope this concept of individual series, discrete series as well as continuous series, it is understood in case of the mode. Yes students, hope it is clear. The previous one was median. In that also two cases, one is ungrouped data, one is group data. In this mode also the same way, two cases, ungrouped data as well as the group data. The more important thing is you need to remember the formulas. Now let us move on with the next concept, which is nothing but called as measures of dispersion. Okay, hope you can see now. Fine. So in measures of dispersion, it is nothing but dispersion means scatteredness. So wherein the observations are scattered. In those cases you will be finding out what the measures of dispersion. So in this case, dispersion measures the degree of scatteredness of a variables about the central value. Observations will be given. Using those observations you will be finding out the measures of dispersion. So to find out these dispersions, we have again four cases which you already know: range, mean deviation, quartile deviation and standard deviation. These all you have already heard words when you have heard, not in your PU1, even in your 10th standard you have heard. So what you are going to consider? Range is nothing but the difference between, oh my god, it is a bit shaking, I feel. 1 second. Okay, the difference between the largest and the smallest observation is called as range. So whenever observations are given, you will be considering the largest value minus the smallest value. If I consider example here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. If they say to find out range, in this case the largest value is 5 and the smallest value is 1. So subtracting these two, what difference means what? It is nothing but 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. This is nothing but the range. So range, how you are going to find out? The difference between the largest and the smallest observation is called as range. Next one, mean deviation, the same way. Ungrouped data as well as the group data, we have the formulas here. Mean deviation is nothing but you are going to consider the assumed value here, and later you are going to just substitute the values in this. I am going to solve for individual whenever observations are given. And in case of discrete and continuous, you are going to consider the values. That is, for in case of discrete we have observations and frequencies, and when it comes with the continuous series we have class interval frequencies. You need to find out the assumed, you need to find out the midpoint there, and later you are going to consider the assumed value, and then you are going to solve for mean deviation. Assumed value you are going to consider and then later going to substitute. That is observation minus the assumed value which you have considered. Here observation minus assumed value what you have considered, that column which you are going to solve, into frequency distribution, which states it is nothing but called as a group data. So mean deviation is the least when taken from the median. So mean deviation is nothing but the least term which is taken from the median. So next one, hope here I have directly written. So you will be having the observations like same though. If you have the same observations here, any one assumed value you can consider. Is it clear? Suppose I am consider assumed value as 3. So what you will be doing? 1 minus 3, 2 minus 3, 3 minus 3. So I am just substituting here. 1 minus 3. Okay. Next one 2 minus 3. Next 3 minus 3. Next one 4 minus 3. 5 minus 3. Hope this concept is clear for you all. For mean deviation, see that you are just going to remember the formula. Previously it was like xi minus x bar. Here it is xi minus a. Hope it is clear for you all. Same way in case of discrete and continuous frequency. And next one we have is quartile deviation. This is very much important. Okay, this formula is very much important. What does it mean? Q3 minus Q1 whole divided by 2. Q3 is nothing but the third quartile deviation, and Q1 is nothing but called as the first quartile deviation. So in these also again two cases, one is individual series and one is discrete series. So in case of individual series, what terms you are going to consider using the observations given there, and small n is given here, here also small n. Small n is nothing but the number of observations which you are going to consider. So first you need to arrange them in what? In ascending order and descending order, and later you will be just substituting the values of n which is already given, the number of observations. Here in this case number of observation is 5, just 5 plus 1 divided by 4, and here 3 into 5 plus 1 whole divided by 4, then you will be getting Q1 and Q3. In this case here you will be considering the cumulative frequency. Previously median, how I thought using finding out cumulative frequency, here also you will be finding out cumulative frequency, but when you are going to find out cumulative frequency, there you are going to consider n by 4, not n by 2. It is n by 4. The corresponding value of x is Q1. Okay. So using the frequency, whatever cumulative frequency you have got, using that n by 4 you will be finding out, and later the corresponding frequency of x is nothing but called as Q1. So I think directly we will be getting the values, later we will be again substituting in this formula, that is Q3 minus Q1 whole divided by 2. Similarly for obtaining, this is in case of what? Q1. Next in case of Q3, it is nothing but 3 capital N divided by 4, and the cumulative just more than 3n divided by 4, the corresponding value is called as Q3. So in the previous we had solved for median, it was n by 2, yes or no? So here you will be considering in case of quartile deviation, it is n by 4 when you want to find out Q1, and when you want to find out Q3, it is 3n divided by 4. Hope this concept is clear for you all. That is quartile deviation for individual series as well as discrete as well as continuous series. Yes, next one is discrete is over. Now next one we'll be moving on with continuous series. So in continuous series we almost have the formula given to us. So using this formula you will be identifying what? Class interval for continuous series. Hope the page is very clear for you all. Just substitute the values. These all terms remain the same. So what do you mean? The lower limit of the class whose cumulative frequency is just more than n by 4 is its frequency. The corresponding frequency will consider the width, you know. Class cumulative frequency of a class preceding to the class whose cumulative is just more than n by 4. The same terms, previously what we used, the same terms we are using here also. This is in case of what? Continuous series for group data, that is whenever class intervals are given. This formula is very much important. Previously median was what? L plus h by f into n by 2 minus c. Here it is n by 4 minus c. The same terms, corresponding terms, how we are going to find out width, frequency, length, lower limit and cumulative frequency remains the same. And the next one is standard deviation and variance. You have the formula here. Yes, standard deviation and variance. In case of these variance for individual series as well as discrete series, we have the formula. So here you can just see, here only observation, that is 1 by n, number of observations into sum of xi square. Okay, and here it is nothing but 1 by n sum of observation whole square. If it is 1, 2, 3, okay, this is your xi whole square. Whatever you are getting answer, you will be doing whole square. Here it is 1 square, 2 square and 3 square. This is nothing but your xi square. Just will substitute the values and you are going to find out. In this case observation as well as frequency will be given, that is xi and fi. So you will be finding out xi square in this condition and later substituting the values. This is nothing but for variance. Hope this formula is clear. And standard deviation is nothing but whatever answer you are getting, it is the square root of variance, is called as standard deviation. Next one. So there is no effect of change of origin on in case of what? In case of standard deviation, so it will remain the same. So we have one competitive bit there. So obviously directly we will be writing there no change, that is the effect of change is not present in the origin with respect to standard deviation. And this formula, it is nothing but when n1 number of terms are given and n2 number of terms are given, irrespective of means and variance. So you will be finding out, just substituting the values and you will be getting what here? Variance. Hope it is clear for you. And the next one what we have a statement given, that is quartile deviation is less than, QD is less than, MD is less than SD. Okay, so this is asked in your competitive bid. Always it is proved that quartile deviation is less than mean deviation is less than standard deviation, and coefficient of variance we almost have, you know the formula, that is sigma divided by mean into 100. Here this one previously also in the previous class I had already taught. Here sigma 1 and sigma 2 is given of their standard deviation. Hope it is clear for you. So using this you will be finding out what? Variance. Is it clear? Sigma 1 and sigma 2, it is nothing but standard deviations given. You will be finding out the variance. Hope these concepts are understood till here. So using these all concepts, in the next class we will be starting with the competitive bits. See students, you take a screenshot of it and you are going to write down all the notes, and later we will be starting with the competitive bits. See that you are going through the full video and you are going to solve the theory parts, and hope this synopsis has been understood. Repeatedly you just check the video and you'll get to know, and be solving more number of problems from the theory part, then it will become much more easy for you all to understand the competitive bits. Thank you students, have a good day.